Hi there, Pisces, and welcome to your wish, make a wish reading with me. Wishes coming true, okay, Pisces? All right. Um, so let's see here. All right. So basically, what we're gonna do is you are going to make 3 wishes, and then I am going to draw a Door of Destiny Oracle card, and that is going to be connected to your wish. Okay, so for each wish, you're going to get a new door. All right, so we have here Door of Ancestors, Legacy, Roots, Wisdom, Connection, and Guidance. All right, so that's your first wish, Ancestors. All right, so let's take a look at that. Let's see what's going on with that. Okay, so Ancestors Legacy for your first wish. Let's see what's going on with that. Okay, so we have the Emperor energy here with Legacy. Okay, and Ancestors. Interesting. Okay, Connection, Ancestors, Emperor energy. So this is the Emperor embodies the qualities of authority, leadership, and the establishment of structure. This card represents the power of rational thinking, discipline, and a strong sense of order. The Emperor signifies a time when you should take charge of your life, exercise control, and establish a solid foundation of your endeavors. It encourages you to embrace responsibility, assert your authority, and make decisions based on logic and reason. The Emperor card is a symbol of leadership, protection, and the ability to bring structure and order to chaotic situations. Wow, that's powerful. Okay, Pisces. Let's dive into that. Okay, I feel like I should draw some Citadel cards for you. For some reason, I don't know. So I'm gonna just do that real quick here. Legacy and Roots. Ooh, yeah, we have the Hound. Loyalty, chains, and promises. Wow. Okay, so the chains, the promises, the loyalty. Wow. I don't know if you're a fan of Game of Thrones or not, but this wolf definitely reminds me of like House of Stark. In fact, these cards remind me of like the Game of Thrones. But yeah, okay. What else is there here? The Astronomer, Discovery, Augury, and the Captain. Taking command and teamwork. Okay. Yes, I definitely feel like your ancestors are definitely protecting you here. Okay. So let's see here. Let's explore this. Let's see what this Hound, Astronomer, and Captain energy has to do with your ancestors, the Emperor. I really feel like your ancestors are calling you right now to have more structure, to take leadership, to take authority here. Yeah, a 7 of Pentacles, Justice, and the Emperor. Wow, look at that. Twice. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so Justice and the Emperor. You're definitely being called to lead here. You know, your wish has I feel like your wish has a lot to do with like destiny and like what your ancestors that came before you want you to like take structure here in order or up over the chaoticness, because the scales of justice have been imbalanced lately for you, and that's why it's like almost like your wish is for your ancestors to like come in and like just help you like create more structure where there has been so much chaos right now. All right, Pisces. So I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be easy for you to get to this place where you're like being put in charge of everything, because it's almost like it's not like you can't do it. It's just like you almost like don't want to accept it right now, because you're like, really, I've been given this like amazing wish to like be the leader and take charge of things. Like that's wonderful, but it's such a big wish that it can be very overwhelming. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is really here to like help with all of that. Okay, so it's having patience, assessment, and active evaluating the results of your efforts. This card symbolizes a time when you may be pausing to review your progress and determine whether your investments, whether financial or personal, are yielding the desired outcomes. It signifies a period of waiting and reflection as you assess the fruits of your labor. The Seven of Pentacles encourages you to be patient, trust the process, and make informed decisions about your future based on your current results. It symbolizes a time of careful evaluation and planning for what lies ahead. Okay, Pisces? So, what lies ahead? Justice, okay, and the Emperor energy. This brings about fairness, balance, and the pursuit of truth. This card represents a time when fairness and justice prevail and truth is revealed. The Justice card signifies the need for making fair and impartial decisions based on reasons and integrity. It encourages you to seek balance in your life, act justly, and make choices that align with your moral values. The Justice card is a symbol of karmic justice, honesty, and the importance of upholding truth and equity. Okay? And I also feel like that has to do with like equality too. But this is about you assessing things and finding the truth and the balance, because what's fair versus what's not fair is something that's constantly like in your mind when it comes to your wishes. Like, if I make this wish, is it gonna like serve the greater good? Is it about the greater good? Like, I don't know, there's something to do with that here, but it definitely is going to bring about balance and harmony, and on what scale, right? Like, in what degree does that happen? And then we have the Emperor energy again here. Okay, so with the Emperor, you have authority, structure, and confidence. The Emperor stands for structure, authority, stability, and leadership. The card supports discipline, clear decision-making, and building strong foundations. Tap into your authoritative masculine energy to take control of the situation. This is the time for firm action and discipline. Keep in mind to rule is also to serve. Take the lead in moving the relationship in your desired direction. Prioritize logic over emotions. Utilize the systems and processes in place to grow your career. If a project needs a leader, this may be the time to step up and take that role. Okay? And then justice here. I'm going to take a look at this justice card again with the Empath Soul book. This is accountability, balance, and truth. Justice represents fairness, truth, accountability, and balanced decisions, and encourages clarity, honesty, and integrity in all matters. A fair judgment will soon come. Good deeds will be rewarded, while hurtful actions will be punished. Justice also encourages the pursuit of truth. What you've been investing into the relationship will soon show. If you've been investing in yourself, this will make you attractive to new partners. If there have been disagreements in the workplace, they will be fairly resolved. Be truthful in any business dealings. Okay? And And then the Seven of Pentacles is long-term goals, investing, and growth. That's what your ancestors ultimately are desiring for you and wanting for you. It's like they're kind of making the wishes come true for you, okay? They are like sprinkling you with like metaphorical pixie dust, you know, like they want you to succeed. So they want the abundance to flow in for you. This card represents patience, long-term effort, and reflection on progress. It encourages trust in steady growth. You are encouraged to stay on track for your long-term goals. It will require a lot of work, and the going may be slow, but it will be worth it. The relationship may be slow to flourish and require some work or compromises. However, if you put in the effort, you will reap the benefits. Work may be feeling like a grind. Trust the people will see your contributions as you continue to learn and grow. This warns that the time and energy you're putting into a project may not pay off. Okay, take another look at if the payout is worth the effort. And I feel like that brings in your second wish. Door of creativity, innovation, imagination, inspiration, expression, and vision. And we have the egg. Rebirth. Okay, this is your third wish. We have the warrior, right? We have the herald, small regrets and longing. And the warrior talks about perfectionism and burnout. And we have the hunter, sure-footedness and predestination. Yeah, it's almost like going to war, going to battle for what you want, and things being perfect. It's like the herald is kind of like heralding you in and saying things aren't going to be perfect. Things are going to be a little bit messy. But you through that, you're going to get your sure-footedness and you're going to have your predestination. Okay? So that creativity, that's heralding in because you have a sense of longing here, and you have these like little tiny regrets here and there, like, oh, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had done that. You're gonna get like a whole new, brand new perspective and like footedness on this, like a solid ground now. Before it was a little bit rocky, it was a little bit shaky. You needed things to balance out first before you could take the next step. And because you had all this other stuff going on, you weren't able to get to that creativity. And now that you are, it's starting out. It's just like an egg just cracking a little bit. You know, think of like a dragon egg. It takes a really long time for the dragon to hatch, and it must be put in the fire, right? In order for the dragon to be born. So a lot of things are like, you know, warming up here, heating up here, okay, for that like whole new, that wish to come true, basically, okay? Yeah, we got 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles, okay? So with that being said, you have the 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. All right, so let's take a look at the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles first. So the 4 of Pentacles is talking about materialism, hoarding, and saving, okay? That's an old energy, okay, that you were around that definitely wasn't helping your creativity at all. And in fact, it was hindering it because there was so much of it happening. And I'm not saying you're a hoarder, and I'm not saying you're materialistic. I think what was happening is that there were other people, other energies, maybe some kind of shadow queen energy that was trying to boss you around. And by doing it was being very destructive and like leaving like hordes of material things on your doorstep, like coming into your home, entering your home. You know, you welcome someone with open arms and you welcome them into your home, and then they start hoarding your own home, which is a huge violation of boundaries, okay? But this person is very materialistic, okay? They have someone who doesn't do their shadow work and doesn't do their light work and just creates chaos and wreaks havoc on your life. So you have to like just distance yourself from that energy, that shadow queen energy that's not being channeled properly, and leave it behind so you can tap back into your creative processes again. Then we have here the Four of Pentacles symbolizes security, stability, and holding tightly to resources. It reflects a need for balance between control and openness. And that's what the Justice card was saying, is like, you need to, Pisces, channel some justice in this situation, okay? On the positive side, this card indicates you've accumulated wealth. However, it warns against materialism. Be careful that you be careful that you desire to make or hoard money does not become an obsession. And I don't think it is an obsession for you, Pisces. I just feel like sometimes you get caught up in that, like, otherworldly stuff that like other people project onto you, and it's really hard to break free from it because maybe you just never learned how to before, or maybe it was just really hard for you before. But now I don't think that's the case. I think your ancestors are working in the background to make sure that that's not a problem for you anymore. The relationship may be clingy or full of jealousy. If trust can't be established, it could be time to walk away. You may be working a miserable job for the sake of a large paycheck. On the other hand, you may be refusing to share responsibilities or ideas. Ask yourself if all the extra work is worth it. Okay, so just time to like reassess that relationship, time to reassess those connections, because if you know you're not in it for the money, then you know what are you doing it for? Okay, obviously you need money, right? We all know we need money to survive, but at what point are you like basically allowing yourself to be tied to something so strongly that it's just causing you just too much grief, right? Too much pain, too much agony, right? So separate yourself a little bit from that, okay? Five of Pentacles. Financial loss, illness, isolation, end of a hardship. This card represents difficulty, struggle, and seeking support. It encourages resilience and awareness of available help. This card symbolizes financial hardship or illness. However, help is available nearby. You may have to swallow your pride and ask for the help or seek it out. There may be issues stemming from money or feelings of being left out in the cold. If there is love, then these problems can be worked through. Work can be difficult right now due to a job loss, reduced income, or feeling of isolation at work. Be careful with your finances as you weather the storm. Reverse, the stained glass window becomes the light at the end of the tunnel. Stay hopeful. Your hardships are close to coming to an end. And I feel like that's the second wish, is that all of that just goes away. And that goes away through your creativity and through your process of creativity. And then we have the Four of Cups. So take a look at this Four of Cups. Let's see. Where's the Cups? Okay, here we go. Four Cups. Apathy, boredom, and stagnation. Okay, the Four of Cups symbolizes introspection, emotional withdrawal, and resentment. It urges you to reconnect with your true desires. Life may be feeling monotonous. Perhaps a past disappointment is making new opportunities seem dull. The universe is offering solutions, but it is up to you to rediscover your passion. Past events could be preventing you from enjoying current connections. Let go of the past and build for the future. Work may feel like a chore. See what changes you can make, such as asking for a promotion or changing jobs. Yeah. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of new energy coming in for you, though, because these cards to me indicate that your creativity is being blocked. Like your second wish is being blocked. The ancestors are working like behind the scenes to kind of like help move you along and get that kind of blockage out of the way. But we have travel here. Every crossed border expands the soul's map. Okay, so it's definitely time for like some travel, just to get like your mind out of it and just sort of thinking about other things, you know, like just a new scene, you know, new experiences. So that brings in your third wish, and we have door of awakening, enlightenment, transformation, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. So here you're waking up to whole new beginnings here. Okay. Yeah. Yep, at the bottom of the deck we have 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so these pentacles are really going to be what motivates you forward. Okay, because those other energies, they're motivating you forward, but it's because you're seeing things in a negative light that you know you have to separate from it. Well, is there like a positive way too? I feel like there is a positive way to move forward to your third wish. Let's see here. Dedication, practice, and honing skills. The 8 of Pentacles symbolizes dedication, craftsmanship, and skill development. It highlights commitment to mastery. This card indicates a time of focus and dedication to mastering a craft. With practice, you can become an expert in your field. The relationship could require a lot of time and commitment. However, the effort you put in will pay off. Career. You may be feeling yourself improve at your job with each day. Keep honing your skills and success will follow. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, luxury, success, and independence. This card represents independence, comfort, and enjoying the rewards of your work. It reflects confidence and self-sufficiency. After hard work, you've achieved independence and stability. Celebrate the success and indulge in the luxury. A good balance of independence and support characterizes the relationship. The two of you may also be pampering yourselves with fine dining or trips. You've been working hard in your career and are finally able to enjoy what you've accomplished. Page of Pentacles, financial opportunities and planning. See, at the beginning of this, you were like, okay, I know what I want. I need help getting there. But when will I start to see it? Like, when will it actually feel like I'm actually getting my wishes granted, right? So the Page of Pentacles represents ambition, new study, and practical exploration. It encourages focus and grounded curiosity. You may be at the start of a new job or venture to generate additional income. Take advantage of the opportunity by creating a plan with a decisive action. Stability, security, and trust are hallmarks of the relationship you're creating or looking for. Keep putting in the effort to manifest this relationship. The foundation is being laid for something new. It could be a promotion, new job, or new project. Develop the skills to push it forward. An undertaking may not be progressing at the desired speed, or you could be procrastinating. You may have to revisit the blueprint to push the project along. Okay? And that's where we bring in like your blueprint of, your wishes and your destiny and these, things that you want in your life that are you're just kind of like waiting for. So let's see here. Pull some atomic cards. Yep, we got the 3 of Discs. Creative collaboration. And the 3 of Cups. Wow. Oh my god. 3 of Discs. And then we have the Wands. Dust. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there's definitely going to be a period in your life, a time in your life here, where you are going to need to, I don't want to say compromise, but your beliefs and your values, but you're definitely going to have to look at things from a different perspective. If you want these 3 wishes to come true, because it shows that they are coming true if you're willing to accept change. 3 of Discs, 3 of Cups, and the Wands Dust. because I feel like you've been trying a certain method for a very long time and it hasn't been working out, because I feel like you keep running into the same problems, like the hoarding energy and the shadow queen that's not like, you know, a boss bitch CEO, but she's more of like a controlling, hoarding maniac that wreaks like havoc on your life. So separating yourself from that mindset, like you're not that person, that person's energy is not your energy, their karmic lessons do not belong to you, and their choices are not your choices. I feel like you're worried that you are going to be like, you're being seen as like a reflection of them because you're associated with them. I don't think that's true at all. I think you're a completely separate, independent individual that this person keeps trying to pull you into their orbit, and you're like, no, thank you. So 3 of discs, 3 of cups, and the wands dust. 3 of discs. Work, Bina of Asya, Mars and Capricorn, culmination, a mustering of forces and results. The 3 of Cups, abundance, Bina of Bria, Mercury and Cancer, friends and family, celebration, joy of union, deep connections, and gratitude. And then the wands, dust, Malkuth of Azulith, Saturn in Sagittarius, a line in the sand, excessive force, guilt, regret, overdoing it, and too much. Exactly. A line needs to be drawn in the sand in order for you to get your wishes to come true. You have to just have those boundaries already established. You have to just, you know, cut ties with that other person and their stuff. And you have to just start to reassess and start to go in the direction that you're being called to go in, that your ancestors want you to go to. Okay? Yeah. So I'm going to pull some Crow Shadow Oracle cards for you. So we have here transformation. Embrace change as a chance to grow and evolve. It's a journey toward becoming your best self. And strength. Discover inner strength through perseverance and resilience. It builds confidence and character. Okay. Wisdom. Seek knowledge and experience. Wisdom comes from learning, reflection, and life's lessons. That's like really the only way things are going to progress and move forward for you, Pisces, is if you just start to trust yourself again. Like, I feel like you did put a lot of trust in these other energies. And I feel like that trust got used and twisted and manipulated to the point where you're just like, okay, so I guess I have to accept this now. All 3 wishes that you want to make here, that you've made here, have nothing to do with that. In fact, what they're saying is like, you don't want any part in that. And if these 3 wishes can come true for you, then you can actually have the life that you want. And I feel like that, like, you desperately need too. You know, I'm not saying, you know, like, drive yourself crazy when you don't get everything you want right away. I mean, you obviously you're not going to do that, Pisces. But I am seeing, like, and I am sensing that in order for the transformation to begin, you have to first believe in yourself. You have to first believe that it's okay to take a step in the direction that your heart is telling you to go to, that your soul is telling you to go toward. You know, you don't have to keep fighting and defending what your heart and soul and mind and spirit already want. Okay? Because that's going to be a distraction from your goals. That's going to be a distraction from your wishes coming true. Okay? Anyways, that's what I have for you, Pisces. Love and light always. Please subscribe to my channel. All right. Yeah. Take care now. Bye.